patreon.com/ASA podcasting.
Yeah,
it's a good time.
The wasteland is a post-apocalyptic mess as the sole survivor wanders out, about to see the rest. Nuclear explosions sending out the gamma rays from deep within the core, frozen atomic waves. From deep within the core, frozen atomic waves.
Hello and welcome to the 389th edition of the Fallout Feed. I am Andrew, joined by a flock of my favorite Fallout folks. Tonight we have with us Jess. What is up, Jess?
Hey, Andrew. Greets, everybody.
Also, we have Ray. What's up, Ray?
hello.
I don't know if any of you guys pay attention to NFL football, but last weekend was the first NFL game held in the country of Germany, down in Munich. And I was just blown away by this little clip that I saw floating around the NFL internet world this week about how the fans in Germany, when they were just playing sort of interstitial music during the in-between periods, downtime between plays and stuff, there was this clip of a German crowd of 110,000 strong singing every fucking goddamn word of Country Roads, Take Me Home.
They think it's our national anthem.
They must. And they knew every fucking word. The words were not up on the screen. They weren't scrolling through. It's just every single person saying every fucking same word through the whole. And they didn't stop when the refs were like, hey, shut up. We need to continue the game. They were still singing when Tom Brady was running plays for the rest of the 2 or 3 plays after. It was just hilarious. And afterward, Tom Brady was saying how it was like one of the most magical football experiences he's ever had. And, he's been in the league for like 25 goddamn years and won Super Bowls and stuff. And if people singing Country Roads to him on a football game was just, anyway, I just thought that was pretty fucking remarkable. Shout out to Germany and your love of John Denver. I almost said Bob Denver.
Well, they might like him too,
They
right?
probably
wasn't
do.
wasn't that Gilligan?
Yes,
Yeah.
that was Dobie Gillis was my favorite Bob Denver character, but yes, the good old Gilligan. Hey guys, let's talk some Fallout. All right, Jess and Ray, tonight we are gathered here so that we can get into a little bit of Fallout 1, doing some roundtable with that. You guys, we just got a schedule slapped together, and we're gonna be doing this Fallout 1 roundtable thing carrying us out till about February or so. So if you would like to send us in any feedback, if you'd like to play along, we'd love to encourage everyone to do that. Mr. Eric Suliore sent in some this week. We're excited to check that out. Send in your 5-minute feedback to the Fallout Feed at gmail.com if you'd like to play along with us. We'd love to hear about your adventures as well. So let's go ahead and get into our gameplay this week besides what we've been doing in the roundtable. We'll get to the roundtable here in just a little bit. So, Ray, why don't you go ahead and kick us off? What have you been getting into this week? Did you get a chance to play any video games?
I did. I finally got to spend some time in Rebel Galaxy.
In what? Rebel Galaxy?
I mentioned it last week.
It's a Star Wars game, right?
No.
Yeah, okay, now I'm vaguely remembering that you said it last week, right?
It's a space game. So I had only played it for just a few minutes, like maybe 15, 20 minutes before last week's show. And, I was really stoked about the music. And it's really good music.
Stevie Ray Vaughan?
But it's
I just know
it's that bluesy guitar driven stuff.
Oh yeah,
John Denver.
See, I was kind of joking, but I know that's your he's your guy. That's your style. That's your genre. So I was just sort of tongue in cheek guessing him, but that's funny that it actually is blues rock or whatever. That's hilarious.
Yeah. It reminds me a lot of Borderlands music. Without kind of the weird sound effect stuff that Borderlands throws into theirs, but After playing it for an hour or so, I realized that they've only got like 4 songs. They're all really long songs, but there's only 4 of them.
Well,
but it's kind of repetitive.
It got really, really repetitive.
You ever played Skyrim without without a music mod or whatever? I know you just load mods in all over the place. I assume there's music mods in Skyrim too now.
Yeah, I play with the music turned off.
Turned off, yeah. It's just, I love that movement, especially the pastoral theme of running out in the field. But once you've heard that 38 times, you're just like, Jesus Christ. And that's one of the problems with video game music in general, right? Is that it has to be repetitive in a sense.
Yeah.
But it also gets fucking tedious if you can't like turn it off or something, you know.
Yeah. And that's why games that have radio stations are really cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that does give you a chance. One thing that they do really well in Cyberpunk is they've got 8 or 9 radio stations, and they all play different stuff.
What was the first game you remember doing that? Oh, I think mine was Grand Theft Auto.
Gosh, I'd probably say Fallout 4.
Fallout 4?
I don't think I played anything. Well, no, you got to take that back.
Not that I've played Grand Theft Auto.
Silent Hunter 3.
Your submarine game has. How do you pick up radio stations underwater? Is that possible in real life?
Well, no, it's a gramophone.
Whoa. I was gonna say it's like a single Russian guy from like another sub, or it's like Whale Song or something.
Your radio man has a gramophone in his room and plays records.
So he's just like putting his mic up to his record player, basically. That's hilarious.
And plays it over the.
I bet you the sound quality is jamming, right?
Yeah, but it's it's where I learned to appreciate Edith Piaf.
Oh, the French.
The French, yeah. And they had a few different. Can
you give me a couple of bars of her famous song? I forget what it is off the top of my head. But if you just say it, I'll know it immediately. I know, but
it's all in French, so.
Oh, you speak a little. Come on, Ray. Let us hear.
What was one of them? La Rien.
Yeah, La Rien. Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, that one. Great. Yeah, that's the one I know.
But yeah, so that, and they had I think some Andrew Sisters, a famous German singer that defected to the U.S.
Who was that?
I don't remember her name.
I thought you were saying the Andrew Sisters did that. I was like, what?
No. It was a German singer.
Right.
But so that was the first game I played that had a radio station.
Yeah. How about you, Jess? What's your first radio station game that you remember?
Oh gosh, I don't know, but I feel like it might have actually been a first-person shooter. It might have been. I think there was like a radio station in either No One Lives Forever or one of those early to mid 2000s games that was kind of a shooter or stealth, and you could hear things coming over the radio. Otherwise, it would be Fallout 3. That might have been my first official. Also, talking about soundtracks and mods, when I first played Skyrim, I was still on the phase of loving the fact you could play CDs in your Xbox 360 while you played other games. Do you remember that for a while?
No. I never actually had a 360, but I assume you can do that on Xbox One now too, right?
I don't know if it's still a feature on One, and as it's been so long since I tried, you can put Spotify in the background and other things. But back then you used to be able to swap out the disc and play a CD for a lot of different games. And so I was like heavily into my I don't know, probably Portishead or Imogen Heap or something phase at the time. So I had some very chill Skyrim sessions back then, I think.
Some down-tempo Skyrim sessions. Nice.
Mm-hmm. Because there was no mods on the 360 where I was playing first.
Well, I mean, me neither on the PlayStation 3, right?
Right, because that was pre for you too. Yeah, people who came in with Special Edition for Skyrim the first time, they missed out on 5 years of vanilla gameplay and bugs and dragons flying backwards.
And endless load screens.
Oh my goodness, yes. Wow, this boot is sure on there a long time. Let me spin it.
I feel shorted.
It's just like, am I prepared to go out this door? I better not forget anything in this goddamn house because I am not coming back.
But we were talking Rebel Galaxy, which I'm glad you got to play it, and I'm sorry the songs are repetitive, although I'm glad they're cool. I wonder if when you open up new areas, if they will also add additional music. Maybe.
Yeah.
How long have you been playing?
We'll see.
You said
I'm
you're
still in
the
the starter solar system, so but it's a little bit brutal because if you lose a fight, you start back over in the last space station you were in and probably don't have any of your loot.
Bummer.
You lose your loot when you die?
Mm-hmm.
Can you save and just jump back to an old save, or is it only like save permission or something?
Yeah, well, it's I haven't figured out how to go back to an old save, but because it's and you have to be at a space station to save. So
okay, that's frustrating. So it's always survival mode. I've heard a lot of good things about the game though, and the vibe of it and stuff. So it's fun,
it's really well done. It's really it's not easy to make money, so you have to really work at it to be able to upgrade your ship and get to where you don't have to run from every battle. So it's I'm getting to the point now where I can actually go do rescue missions.
Mm-hmm.
Where a trader ship is under attack from the pirates and you go help them, wipe out the pirates.
Completely different than No Man's Sky?
Yeah, completely different. Everything is done in ship. You don't actually have a character that you ever see or walk, you don't walk around in space stations. But it's definitely enjoyable. I started a new character in Skyrim with the challenge of killing as few people as possible.
A pacifist character, nice.
So how is it there living in Riverwood?
No, I'm tearing it up. I'm a member of the Thieves Guild.
Can you kill animals and stuff? Or are you trying to avoid that too?
I can kill animals. Yeah, because you can't. You can't make things without killing animals.
Right. You could buy stuff, maybe.
Yeah, probably could.
Someone sells leather, right?
It's definitely been interesting. Just getting into the Thieves Guild was rough because you have to. I can't. It's a thief character, and I cannot reload a save. Of course, unless I die. But
I was going to say permadeath or what?
If I pickpocket somebody and get busted,
you're done. You have to.
I have to go to jail,
pay the fine,
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so, I got busted. I had like an 83% chance of success, putting the ring in Branche's pocket, and got busted.
That is a hard one. That takes a couple tries, especially if you do it early on.
Yeah. And so I needed to get, I wanted to finish the quest. So I told the guards to shove it and ran and went down in the rat way. And, it's just, the two guys are standing in the doorway when you get there. And
yep.
It was definitely a challenge getting through.
It's a gauntlet at that level if you're trying not to kill anybody.
Yeah. So it's been fun. It's a different way to play for me. So
Are you hearing any conversations you wouldn't hear otherwise? You know how in both Fallout and Elder Scrolls games, like if you creep up on people, you can hear them talking things you wouldn't hear if they actually detect you?
Mm, nothing that really comes to mind.
Hmm.
But you definitely do, you especially since you do a lot of lurking, so you hear all the guard conversations and the people talking. I know there's NPCs that talk to each other that I've never really paid attention to before. So,
Cool.
but
I,
nothing that really jumps out at me.
I like when you hear that. I mean, also, because the last couple playthroughs have been modded too, so it's hard to say sometimes what they would normally say and what's been added.
Yeah,
But I do like the added dialogue. You know what I mean? When people are more talkative, it's just great because they're almost always using files that were there but would rarely be spoken.
right.
And so it's nice when that gets mixed up.
Yeah. So and so my last couple of characters in No Man's Sky have been exclusively spacebound. So I live on a freighter and don't go down to planets. So I do all my all my business in in either the freighter or in space stations, and
So you're
never go to the planets for anything.
really getting into challenge runs now. So like all your games on your replays, you're designing your own round table or your own roles or whatever. That's awesome.
And so now this character that I just started, they're doing everything planet side. So I've got settlements and I've got bases on. I'm building my goal is to build a base in an underwater cave.
Oh, okay.
That's only accessible via submarine.
Now, do you have a submarine?
I do have a
So
submarine.
you have to build a submarine to get down there and do that. And is there air in the cave? Like once you get in there with the sub, you can pop out into a pocket of air or something?
No, I'll have to build a structure down there.
Oh, wow.
Because if you build a structure underwater, then you have a place to breathe.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm not familiar with any of this. As you know, my experience with No Man's Sky was limited to one like 5 or 6 hour session and never going back.
Yeah.
But
So
it sounds pretty great, though.
yeah, always trying to find new things to do, new ways to do things. So
we've got Rebel Galaxy, Skyrim, and No Man's Sky. Did you get any Fallout in this week?
so I've decided that my 76 gameplay is going to be exclusively doing the Moonshine Jamboree.
You can't get enough of that bluegrass, huh? Is that why you just want to hear that song over and over again?
It's just really the only event or anything in the game that is actually fun for me. So
I'm glad you found something fun. I mean, it is true. It is wicked fun. Getting lit on fire, all the gas and acid, fighting gulpers.
yeah,
It's a good time.
so
Rate a
so
reputation.
that'll be my jam.
I know that's Marigold's favorite event too, for sure.
Yeah.
She really likes it, and I mean, a lot of people do. It is all the new events that are more active, great for XP. People really are gravitating towards those, and we're getting some new ones again with Nuka World on tour. So a couple more weeks, and you'll get to maybe do something else besides Moonshine Jamboree.
We'll see. It was a little bit surprising to see that my scorecation wasn't over yet. So I hit level 22.
I'm going to backtrack. I'm going to backtrack just a little bit because there were some comments in chat that I thought were pretty funny about your Skyrim play. So Lee says, but he's still a cannibal, right? LOL.
I do have cannibal characters in Skyrim, but most of the time my characters are not cannibals.
Well, and I ask that because Suliore says Alvor dies anytime a dragon attacks. So, like, if a dragon cooks a meal for you, are you allowed to eat it?
But
this character's not a cannibal, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Um,
Do you go get like Brother Verulus and stuff when you do the cannibal play? Isn't the Namira?
yeah, you have to go sacrifice him
Yeah, that stuff.
so that
The
you
whole
get the
cave,
ring.
yep.
Yeah, I never actually sacrifice him. I just keep him as a follower all game.
Yeah, I never have sacrificed him either, although I have taken him all around Skyrim like you.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even do the multiple follower thing, but Brother Verulus, I mean, he's cool. Like, you just end up doing something else by accident, and, one quest leads to another, and
Wizards
he's toddling
are great,
along.
man. They're wizards, especially if you're a close-up, two-hand melee person. They're a great range partner to have.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I like Mercurio. Is it
great,
Arena, the follower of Azura up there? Sorry, we're getting back off Fallout again into Skyrim, but
Isn't Mercutio or whatever his name is? He the
That's-
guy that's in the Bee and Barb
the
and
Bee and
Ripton?
Barb, yep,
It's
Mercurio, yep.
Mercurio is from the B and Bar. Mercutio is a Shakespeare character.
Okay. Yeah, so he's the one that I sacrificed for my Ebony Warrior when I did the Boethia quest.
Oh, nice.
Because he was telling me how awesome he was. So
Well,
I
he's
said,
just
well, then you're exactly
he's
who
not a
Boethia
permanent
was
follower
looking
or
for.
anything. He's just a gun for hire, right? He's a mercenary, so fuck him, right?
But he still counts if you paid him to go with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like Jen and some of the others, he's good to have. I always liked Mercurio because he is, he's got good flame spells and such. And of course, everybody up at Winterhold, I like them. But I think I also have Skyrim companions on the brain because last Friday was 11/11. Starfield Day didn't happen, but it was,
Skyrim
11th anniversary of
Day.
Skyrim. So,
Yeah. Well, happy 11th anniversary, Skyrim.
I know that was a week ago now, but still on the brain. A lot of Skyrim talk this past week.
Well, I definitely would not be here if it were not for that game, so brought me to Fallout. All right, Ray, was there any other gameplay you wanted to mention there?
No, I think other than Fallout 1, that was about it.
All right. How about you, Jess? What'd you get into this week?
Well, I actually, like Ray, played a new game this week. It is about as far from Fallout as one can get in many ways. Well, actually, no. There are probably some similarities. I can probably draw some. But yeah, so a number of my friends the last couple of weeks have been playing Disney Dreamlight Valley. So, sorry, listeners. I'm playing a Disney game. It's funny because it's kind of like, it's got a little bit of Stardew Valley to it.
Yeah, I was going to say, that sounds
another-
like Stardew Valley, but I bet you it's more like Animal Crossing.
I mean, those two things are basically the same. It's about relationships and crops and all that. But Stardew is a little more about growing crops and doing a farm. Animal Crossing is more about developing these relationships and being in town. And so, yeah, this might be a little more towards the latter. But I mean, I don't know. I thought it seemed goofy. But I realized once I started playing that it's actually really addictive. Like there's just this fun loop of kind of reclaiming this valley, meeting the characters. It's fun. And it's got photo mode and outfit. So originally it happened because Zero Fox on Twitter said, geez, Jess, you should make your character. I'd like to see some pictures of your character in Disney Dreamlight Valley. And I mean, if someone gives me a photo challenge, I can't say no.
And you always
so
do
I started.
you first, right? You always.
Pardon?
I said you always do you first, right? You always create yourself in game to much as possible.
Yeah, most of the time. Yeah, especially with any big RPG, I definitely do. This isn't as much that, but I wanted to recreate kind of like my my main Fallout character, who is basically me in a lot of ways. So she started out kind of the same. But then once I was in there, I'm like, well, I need to at least help these people some. And then I'm like, I need a better outfit. You can't take pictures with no good outfit. So I'm about 5 or 6 hours into Disney Dreamlight Valley, and it's fun.
You ever owned a Wii or a Switch or Wii U, one of the more modern Nintendo consoles?
So I had a Switch for a while. You might remember that I won a Switch.
You did. I forgot about that.
Yep. So for about a year and about 2 years, I had a Switch. I didn't play it a ton, but I played it some. I even played Fallout Shelter on it for a little while.
I think I've mentioned, but Tori and I never actually played many games on the Wii. We just made Mii's, the little icon dolls that you can like sort of create from scratch your own characters. There was like this subculture of Nintendo people who would just not actually play games, but just create like Jack Black and KG from Tenacious D, and just run around and no, that's what we did most of the time, was just create famous characters that we liked. You didn't actually play many games, but I
That would
want
be
to see
super fun.
I want to see you create yourself with the me build. And there's actually a website where you can just go and build. They have all the parts to it, and you can just assemble the me. Not even in the Nintendo like format, but it's just a website.
I feel like Nintendo Mii's are a little bit more simplified.
Oh, very,
but
very. Yes.
When they came out on the Wii, I did play with it some. But I did that with the Xbox Avatar Creator, the original one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but at the
So
same time,
that was fun.
they're so overly simple that it creates a format where people have to take those pieces and get super weird and creative with them to make things that you wouldn't even think possible, because it's so formatted. People have to get creative and think out of the box, and like put mustaches for the ears or so, just move stuff where it doesn't go to make things that you didn't imagine that they would make. Anyway, sorry, go ahead with your gameplay.
Oh, I don't know if anybody in chat wants me to out them, but a couple of the guys in chat are mentioning that they've been playing a little bit of Disney Dreamlight Valley too. So yeah, it's a trend. I'm not the only one to give in. That's fantastic. But yeah, just so many of my friends in Fallout are posting pictures from it, and they didn't drag me to Animal Crossing. But Sherry of the Dames, she got immediately into Disney, and then others started talking about it. Then most of my Fallout friends are currently playing. A lot of them. So
why would the guys in the chat be wary of you outing them? Is that because dudes don't like Disney, or what? What's
no,
that
dudes
about?
love Disney. I just don't know if they want to be, playing Disney Dreamlight Valley. But if they don't mind, it was just a thought.
I fucking love Disney movies. I'll be the first to admit it. I'm still
Disney is the best. But yeah, Suliore and Lee both playing.
Well, actually,
both playing now too.
Disney's the fucking worst.
Well, okay, fair. But the movies are the best.
We still love them anyway.
You know how there are different Disney families and Disney millennials and stuff like that.
Yes.
My uncle and all my cousins on that side, they are hardcore Disney family. Like, Disney vacation every year, always going, a lot of film sales from the movies and all that. So I grew up around a lot of Disney.
Down there in Apopka, Florida, my cousin's wife is big into that's right outside of Orlando. She has something, I'm not exactly sure what her job is, but she does something for Disney. So
cool.
Yeah, it's in the family. Disney.
Yeah, I never understood what the big deal is. We went all the time.
Well, yeah, if you live near there, like
when
Disneyland,
you live in Southern California, and you don't have to travel across the goddamn country to get there, it's not whatever.
Yeah.
We had season passes. Oh, it was great.
Well, and when we first started going, it was tickets.
Oh, and it was
you got a ticket book,
and it was $2 instead of $128 or whatever per person. Yeah. That's awesome.
So besides that, I got some Fallout 76 in this week. Not a whole lot to report though, really. Just the usual gameplay. Because I was focused on Fallout 1 on one of my streaming nights, we just did camps on Thursday night like usual. And I did some building myself, checking out the different things in game right now. Had to get the skin for the auto axe for one of the current events, the call to action, which I'm not completing. We've been talking about that on the side in our various chats, and I don't care about the outfit, and I've had enough of these, log in 5 day a week and do a thing 5 days a week kind of challenges. So I'm not really bothering with it, but I played some 76 there, got together with friends, of course, and did the usual. Some of the challenges. It's funny, on the scoreboard, I'm like level 112 now. So I just keep leveling up.
It's awesome. 112.
Yeah.
Lord, you're like Eric.
I don't mean to be. It hasn't happened that way before. But yeah, it's funny. I'm pulling up Twitter to see what else I did in Fallout, if anything.
Oh my God. You were luxuriating in the demise of Twitter today as well.
Oh, that's a whole nother thing. Yeah, I was a little, I was having a slightly, not like overly emotional day, but I was in my feels a little bit, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know why I'm in my feels. It could be the big snowstorm we're living through right now. It could be the demise of Twitter, but I'm in my feels. But really, no, that's it for my Fallout gameplay. Other stuff this week I should mention. Obviously, Fallout 1 we'll talk about when we get to the quests. Last weekend, I actually got to play some Xbox trivia. That was a great time. So it was an official Microsoft event for FanFest. It was an invite event for people who have attended like Microsoft FanFest events.
Look at you.
And got to join in, watch on Twitch, and play along on trivia. ended up scoring like 741st, which is not great, but they asked so few RPG related questions. Like I figured there'd be, they own Bethesda now, Obsidian, and Exile. I'm like, oh, come on, let's go heavy on the RPG questions. Nah. It was a lot more, Fallout Gears. A lot more Halo, Gears, Forza, that kind of stuff. Some odd celebrity questions, but I did well. So, there were several thousand people playing, and I came like 741st. There are only prizes for the top 500, but they are sending me a cute little controller for participating.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, it's really cute. I can't wait to show you. It's kind of like seafoam green. It's a very classic controller. It has a retro feel, so I think it's the kind of thing any Fallout fan would like, really.
Aqua Seafoam Shame. Awesome.
Exactly. So that was really fun. And I did ace the Gears trivia. So there was one question, and the answer was Todd Howard.
Gears trivia?
That we'd be guaranteed to know.
What does Gears mean there? You aced the Gears trivia?
Oh, Gears of War, one of the Xbox game franchises. Yep. But there was a question, something, this producer is responsible for blah, 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 and is leading the development of Starfield. Like a question we would all, like, without even having to think, answer. Yeah.
Obsidian!
Exactly. But I was happy to see that. I was hoping for a few more Fallout questions, but that was good. And besides that, I got a new monitor for the new PC. So the new PC saga continues. It's been a month now. I know I can't shut up about the thing, but I'm still working on it. And there are two reasons for that. First, it's a new toy. I'm having fun, and everything you set up, you get new ideas and more stuff you want to do. And one thing I really wanted to do was to move away from having 3 monitors, like totally surrounded, to get one kind of ultra wide. So I got a 49-inch ultra wide monitor. It's ridiculous. I shared pictures in chat. I don't know if you actually saw that or not, Andrew. I know Ray did.
Yeah.
Sorry, you said it was how wide? 48 inches, did you say?
49, yep.
That is, if you're keeping score at home, that is over 4 goddamn feet wide. What the fuck? That's a coffin size monitor. What are you doing?
That's the diagonal measurements though. So it's funny because it doesn't feel quite as big as like a widescreen TV because it's narrower. The aspect ratio is 32:9. So basically you can picture 2 27-inch widescreen monitors hooked together. Yeah. So it's like 2 27-inch monitors as one thing with no bezel in the middle or anything. And my goal was I want to be able to have the Xbox up on one part of it and do like picture by picture, and then everything else up over on it and be all one monitor. It looks cool. I'll show you guys when it's all set up over in Discord and such, and maybe on the Facebook group. But
I don't think you'll ever actually finish. I think this is just an ongoing project for the rest of your life, isn't it? I don't know.
It's only been about a month now, maybe 5 weeks. But here's the other thing that I put in the notes, because I think one of the other reasons why I'm obsessed with it is not just trying to perfect everything for stream. And finally, the upgrade that's been overdue since my old PC was like 2014. I really have been overdue for things with all the different things I try to do with my PC. I think it's also maybe a little bit midlife crisis, but no, it's
yeah.
I think my new PC is a little bit of a lemon.
Your new PC is a lemon?
Yeah, I think that's why I'm having trouble with a number of things. It runs, and I'm getting a lot of things to run, but this ongoing problem with, I replaced the power supply and upgraded that and put other things in, and I keep trying everything. There is a problem with my motherboard and the chipset and the USB ports, and the onboard USB ports are just not going to stop cutting out on me sometimes. It's not just power. There's something else going on, and I looked into it deeper, and it turns out like the board that I have, like the B550s, with a certain update don't work with certain USB, like they have intermittent USB issues, and it's been a thing for like 2 years now. I'm like, oh, and some people said it was fixed in a BIOS update, but my BIOS update that I did didn't seem to make a difference. Other people saying, change like the generation that you use on your PCIe card for the graphics. Like I'm trying all these tweaks and working in things, and it's getting better, but it still has these issues. So I kind of feel like because I'm not happy with that is partly why I keep doing more with it. You know what I mean? Because it's just not quite right yet. But hopefully I can fix it. But I feel like after 5 weeks, I kind of have to admit that there are some issues that I'm having trouble working around. So we'll see.
And you are a techie person, and that is why I fucking avoid like the plague doing something like this, is because could you imagine someone who has zero like technical capabilities trying to troubleshoot that sort of shit? Like that'd be like having my mom try to do I'm at the point where technology has surpassed me. I'm now like my old man dad who used to always come to the kid to be like, hey, can you go program the time on the VCR? You know what I mean? I'm doing that with Moses now with, hey, I don't know how to get the iPad to do this. Here, Mo, can you show me how to like, I'm turning into my fucking old man. What the hell happened?
Yep. Time marches on.
That is too funny. Frater in chat
passes me
mentions
by.
half the fun of building a PC is figuring it all out. And that is true. You know, I mean, it's like modding. It's I kind of compared it a week or two ago to like setting up the mods for your game before you play. But it's just every stream I do and every project I work on, at least one thing goes wrong. Like even on Wednesday when I streamed my Fallout 1 gameplay, I had the camera cut out and lock up, I think twice during the game. And it's just enough that it's like, it doesn't ruin things. I'm learning how to work with it and work around it.
Yeah.
But for someone who's a little bit of a perfectionist, I'm not a perfectionist, I don't think, but I do like everything to work the way I want it to work. And so it keeps nagging at me. And that's why I keep playing and tweaking.
That's the worst.
But we'll get there.
I'm sorry.
I would definitely start, open up a ticket at least.
Yeah, and maybe talk to them.
Yeah.
That's probably a good idea. Before it goes
At
too
least
much
start
longer.
getting it documented and pushing, because if you can't get that ironed out, I mean, there's no way you should have to put up with that kind of intermittent issue with it.
Not at this point. I mean, unless I start running everything off the non-motherboard USBs that I'm adding. It's just so silly. It is. It's getting kind of silly. So,
Well,
but
word to your mother, board.
yeah, but that. God, Andrew, that took me a second.
I
But
can't
now that
believe
I'm
you're
up
just
to
like,
speed,
yeah, I'm brushed on by that. Come on, that was brilliant.
that's it for my gameplay. So, Fallout 76, Fallout 1, and Disney Dreamlight Valley, plus the game of Twitter.
I don't know if we... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, it's a little bit, I haven't been quite as, it hasn't sucked me in as much this week as last week, but it's still, man, things are happening over there.
It's a shit show, ain't it?
It really is.
I don't know if we had this conversation post-show or at the end of the show last week about the special machines. Was that on the air? Did we record that?
I think it was on the air.
All right.
Yep.
Well, then I looked real dumb because I was like, well, there's not one for this, there's not one for that, there's not one for this and that, but there is a special machine for absolutely every special category in Fallout 76, which I just recently discovered. So, again, obviously, the strength is the weight bench, right? Perception is one that I thought there wasn't one for, but there is...
I thought it should be the Faux Raptor, but it's not. You said it's something else.
Yeah, they updated it. In this game, it is the radiation glove box, and it's really kind of a neat animation. It shows you sticking your arms in and picking up little glowing pebbles and stuff like that.
I love the animation, but I had no idea that was perception.
Yeah,
I just thought it was a funky little
that
thing.
Boosts your perception. The endurance is, of course, the exercise bike again, using the same one. This is really puzzling. The charisma is the arm wrestling machine. Why does that boost? It's like it's got a girl who leans over and kisses the guy in the background if you win or something. So that builds your charisma. If you beat a dude,
that's what I said last week. I knew that one was charisma.
Dude, if you beat a fucking dude in arm wrestling, then you can steal his girlfriend, and that increases your charisma. What?
Yeah, no, you're there kicking sand on his beach towel. You're there, you're winning the arm wrestling, you're kicking the sand, you're just a boss.
That's a bunch of horse shit, man. And then let's see, intelligence is, and this is absolutely backwards ass too, because it's a horse race gambling game. Gambling makes you more intelligent?
Well, because you know how to bet on the ponies. Because supposedly the idea is that it's not entirely random. You're figuring out the patterns.
I think more intelligent
Don't
people...
you just wait and watch which one poops?
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, that's dog racing.
It poops in the square on the street. I think more intelligent people can figure out gambling. I don't think gambling makes you more intelligent. I think they have that backwards. Next was the agility, the punching bag, of course, and luck are wizard. But the big two there that I didn't realize was perception and intelligence, I guess. Because you mentioned the charisma last week, right?
So the derby, the horse racing game is kind of fun. Did you know that is actually truly random? We've watched it, as far as I can tell. We've watched it a lot, and there does not seem to be a pattern.
Wow,
so
really?
my friend Renee is actually basing a game off it she calls the Dirty Derby.
Oh, nice.
whereas everybody goes in and they bet on what color it's going to be, and then whatever color wins, there's a corresponding like list of different things you have to do. So like, if it's purple, everybody in chat gets atoms. If it's like red, you have to go
so
and fight
creative.
something without your armor. Little things like that, little challenges.
Why is she so much better than us, Jess?
Play with your eyes closed. What? So much better?
Yeah, she's got good ideas. We're just we're just here chatting, and she's coming up with shit.
Those are good ideas. I was just really impressed by it. Yeah, it's a really fun event, and I just love the fact that it's actually random enough that you can, use it almost like a die.
Yeah, that is great. That is great.
Do stuff.
How many horses are there? 5, 7? I don't even remember.
I think it's 5.
5.
It's either 5 or 6, but I'm thinking 5.
Yeah. So that was one of my big experiments last weekend. My gameplay consisted of going through the build menu, finding all that, going to Google, searching for stuff, and blah, blah, blah. So I got all those built in my camp, and then I was like, hey, Jess, I'm going to make a boost blueprint. So I made a blueprint with all of them on a 4x4 piece of or 2x2 piece of concrete. And, got all the boost things and put some missile turrets on there and blueprinted that shit so I can just drop that anywhere on the map. And that was great. So that's what I was working on, the special stuff, all the boosts. The other big thing I've been doing in 76 is getting prepared for next season, sort of clearing out stuff. Getting rid of old notes and doubles of, just shit I don't need, old holotapes that are in the, just clearing shit out. Also getting as many berry mentats as I can, and setting up a gourd farm, set up the auto-fert grenades, those auto-fertilizer grenade things. I'd never actually used that before. That thing's pretty sweet. I'd always
They are cool.
I was always just like, why the fuck would you need immediate, you just picked them all. Why would you? Well, if you want to make, a bunch of fucking cranberry relish, it helps to have, a bunch of gourds down, grab those, throw down a grenade, and then grab them all again. That's
or an alcohol challenge, anything like that.
Yeah,
those turbo fert grenades, they are funky.
So I never really used that, but I set that up with a gourd farm but berry mentats.
What are those for?
If you look, that increases intelligence +5.
Oh, they do as well, like regular mentats, but even more.
Yeah, and it glows your enemies as well. They
That's the part I know. Like when you're doing the daily ops and everybody's hiding, you can glow them up and stuff.
But what I'm taking them for is the intelligence boost, really. And I've been getting those. See, I was originally being like, okay, I've got the recipe. Let's go make a bunch of berry mentats. Have you ever looked at the goddamn recipe for that thing? It's impossible. It's like there's like a couple different kinds of berries, and they're like the star creeper ones that you're like, well, I've seen 2 of those ever in the game, and and some other. It was just like, holy shit, these are like super rare things. And then I was like, I remember Ray said, oh, there's always a drug ghoul. I was like, oh, yeah. So I've been, hitting up the ghouls a lot around the parking lot, and he's almost always hanging out in that parking lot. There's always, the drug ghoul hanging around the parking lot of the White Spring. And then I go in and see that doctor guy, in the last stall, the yellow stall. There's, Doc, it's not Doc Weathers, that's someone else. But there's, the doctor robot who sells chems, and he sometimes will have 6 berry mentats on him. So I've been sort of server hopping there, and I also discovered something weird. If you want to be in the mall, when you are server hopping looking for, something, if you're, looking for plans or whatever, sometimes you get yourself server hopping at the White Spring over and over and over. I found that if you are on the sort of the child's playroom and the far end, not near the exit, but near the stairs and stuff that go up and towards the new responders area. Even if you are in the mall area and you try to fast travel and get out, you have to move your ass all the way down to the end of the mall. Otherwise, when you load in again, you are at the responders entrance, not the mall entrance. So therefore, you have 2 load screens to get through.
You have to go all the way around.
Or you have to go
so
all the way fucking around. So I ended up either you have to run back down the hallway to the other end, or instead of going into the responders room and then into the mall again, you just fast travel yourself directly into the mall. I just thought it was so stupid. I'm like, I'm in the mall. I am literally in the mall. Why are you putting me outside of the fucking...
It knows where you are in the White Spring. It's like, oh, no, you're closer to this door.
You're
like,
to that
yes,
door.
but I'm in the downstairs. But
Yes,
it's like, no.
I'm in the other section,
Wow.
dumbass. So I was having trouble with that, figuring out why is it doing this earlier.
You have
today.
to run down to Live Chic or to the other doors before you fast travel.
God, you know the names of the goddamn stores in there? Oh, that's a good, well,
I know them like I know the names of the NPCs in White Spring.
Yeah.
You want to test on
let's
it?
Let's do the stores. Okay, guys, impromptu scream at your phone list. Name the stores in the White Spring Mall. Ray, you go.
They still have those?
Yeah, what? All right. So yeah, that's what I've been doing in 76 for the most part. The rest of my stuff I think is pretty much Fallout 1, I think.
OG Fallout related. Well, do you want to jump over into that then?
Challenge. What was the closed challenge? Oh, you were talking about the close. Oh, right, the new challenge thing that you weren't doing. The
That's
one
the
thing,
call to action.
the one thing I realized about it is that you have to do 5 out of 7 days, not in a row, and there are only 2 variants of enemies within that expedition. I was going into the expedition to kill Trogs and then to kill the Fanatics, but you only have to do 5 of 7, and there's only 2 variants inside the expedition. So just fuck the expedition ones and only do it on the days when it's not in the expedition. Save yourself the fuel and just do
Unless
it the
you get
5
Trogs
days.
twice in a week or
would
something.
They do? I was going to say, would they do Trogs or Fanatics twice in a week? That would be the only
We'll
thing.
find out. First week isn't done yet. But yeah, day 1 Trogs, day 2 Fanatics, day 3 Robots. So they're moving on. But people have been doing a lot of expeditions. Like I've found it easier to hop into one with this event going on.
Yeah, absolutely. There's more people in there, definitely. And I sort of messaged some guy when I was in there. We joined up together and went into the expedition, and we're still going and running around trying to do everything. And then I sort of messaged him, and I was like, him or her, and I was like, I'm just kind of here for the Trogs. You wouldn't be pissed if I left, would you? And he's like, no, I'm just here for the Trogs too. I was like, oh, sweet. All right, later.
Hell yeah,
later,
nice.
dude. Like, oh, awesome, thanks. All right, we're just pretending. Each of us were like pretending to play, for no reason, kind of helping each other for no reason. You're just like, are you here for the truck? Me too. Okay, let's get out of here. Bail. All right, bail.
Nice. Yeah, let's quit this joint and go get some real food.
Let's go get
totally.
a drink. Absolutely. Yeah. So let's get into our Fallout 1 adventures. You are getting into some roundtable stuff here, and let's get into Fallout 1.
What do you say we do Suliore's feedback based on character creation and
sounds
first
good.
thoughts?
Yeah, let's see what Suliore has to say about getting started here in Fallout 1.
Hello, fellow Wastelanders. Eric, aka Suliore here, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Fallout 1. So, Fallout 1 is one I've had very limited experience with before. I had a little bit more experience with Fallout 2. I found it years ago at a half-price books for, I don't know, like $2 or $3. So I played a little bit of that and had no idea how to do anything. But yeah, Fallout 1, I first got it when the games were given to me for free for having Fallout 76 on PC before everything went to Steam, or before it was added to Steam. And again, very limited experience. I tried it and got killed by all the freaking rats right outside the gate. So yeah, that had been my experience with Fallout 1 up until this point. But it's a game that I've always really wanted to try, just because I wanted to experience the story of it. It completely established everything we know today with Fallout. So it's always something I really wanted to try, but getting used to the controls can be a pain. But yeah, I figured, why the hell not? Let's give it another shot. So right off the bat with this game, I set it to casual, aka baby ass baby mode, and had some pretty decent success just kind of playing around with it and figuring out how to attack, how to move, how to loot, everything. So yeah, once I figured out how to do these things, it became a little bit easier. So killed all the rats out of the gate, found, and I just decided to explore. I'm just gonna take this pretty slow and just let it wash over me, and I can experience it. So did a lot of exploring. I found Shady Sands, I found Vault 15, hell, I found Necropolis. That was exciting, because everything there wants to kill you. It seems like that's where all the feral ghouls are. Didn't really know what to do at Vault 15, so I went back to Shady Sands and picked up Ian, all the while getting attacked by big groups of rad scorpions the size of vans and mole rats the size of cars. Andrew was not joking when he said they looked like hippos, because they kind of do.
Fucking hippo rats, man. Hippo rats.
Yeah, I saw this video on YouTube of where to find the ropes in Shady Sands. So I got 3 ropes at Shady Sands.
Smart.
You can actually get one from Seth there at the gate by bartering with him. Gave him a flare for a rope. Seems like a pretty good trade. So I have now looted all of Vault 15, and it's kind of weird because supposedly there's some armor in there. I still don't have any armor, and my cat is wanting me to pick him up. So yeah, I was able to get a 10mm submachine gun. So I actually went back to Shady Sands. Well, actually, in Vault 15, I got killed at one point, and then we went back there, and Ian went on a fucking rampage. Like, he just would not stop hunting and killing everything on the 3rd level of Vault 15. It was actually kind of funny. But went back to Shady Sands and had Seth there, the guard, take me to the Rad Scorpion Cave, and I've actually killed all the Rad Scorpions in the cave there. So I'm probably gonna try and save their townsperson. I can't remember what her name is. Starts with a T, Tandy or something like that. From the Raiders. Hopefully I won't get killed there. But yeah, the only thing about this is it seems like the time limit can be kind of a drag. I don't know. Maybe it's plenty of time to do whatever you want to do, but we'll see. Anyway, yeah, I'm just going to run around and enjoy the game. So anyway, I will see you all in the wasteland.
No way. Hey, Ray, speaking of time, I kind of bounced this off of Jess earlier, but I don't know if you chimed in on this. Does time progress if I just leave my character standing in the same spot without moving or anything, or does the timer actually need to be pushed by activity, if that question makes sense?
So I haven't actually tested it, but my impression would be that time marches on.
Is that if I leave my character standing there and go to the bathroom and then go get a Coke and everything? But see, I was looking for pause in the menu, and there is no pause option, so I didn't know if time actually progressed. If you just if I open up that menu, would that kill the timer?
I believe that does stop the timer.
I'm sure
that is the pause
it
menu.
must.
All right.
Yeah.
Pit Boy or the main menu. I wasn't even sure if it progressed when you're just standing there. I felt like it moves when you move or when you sleep, when you give people things. I was really surprised, and we'll get to it in just a minute, but when I gave a certain doctor, Raslo, the scorpion tails to create antivenom from, that it became night after. So basically it was like morning, and I'm giving him this, and after 3 rad scorpion tails, it's like nighttime. He's like, it's too late, I'll do it later. I'm like, really? I had no idea time was progressing. So it does seem to progress when you do certain tasks, but I'm not sure if just standing there or not. But if Ray thinks so, maybe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. So the other thing is I don't know if you noticed, but when you read the magazine, that advances time.
Oh my goodness. How long does it take to read a darn magazine?
Hours and days. Just 12 days on a magazine.
So the big thing is, well, and so like if you've got a quest that you're doing and you have to talk to somebody, but it has to be at a certain time, and so you have to wait. Like if you need to go see Roslo, but it's night, and you go in there and you wait, that advances the clock. The thing is that while you don't want to sleep every night and do too much stuff that burns time, you have plenty of time.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. When I've read the tips and
huge
tricks on
spoiler
it,
on a 20-year-old game.
I mentioned the
Suliore has been to the place where you get the water chip.
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't know about that yet.
The necropolis?
I was just going to say,
really? Where the ghouls are?
I didn't know that yet, right? But yeah,
how dare
actually,
you?
I guess I kind of did. But following along with the Nearly Ultimate Fallout guide, I had mentioned that as like a guide that I was checking in on occasionally. At least I did before. I haven't actually looked at it again while playing. But it mentions that you can even finish the game like completely before the timer is up.
Yeah, you've got plenty of time. You don't want to screw around. You don't want to, let's see what happens if I run back and forth between Vault 13 and 15, 50 times and see what, random events I get. But
I've watched the days pass, and it makes me nervous. And spoiler alert too, Andrew actually restarted after what we talked last week in order to not have wasted all that time.
Well, absolutely. Because it took me, 4 hours to like sort of stumble through and figure out all that shit and then figure out, oh, you're wasting a bunch of time going back and forth between the two cities. And I could recreate all the accomplishments that I achieved in that first 4-hour play session in about 15 minutes. So I was just like, fuck it. I'll just, bam, 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 done. And now I'm standing in front of the elevator with 2 pieces of rope ready to go.
Yeah, much better off than you were last time, which...
Yeah, and that's another question I had for you guys. This is going to be like our score count all season long. How many hours do you have left on your counter? I'm already down I'm down to 143 days. Is 9 days passing this early in the game too much? Like I haven't gauged.
You're fine.
You're fine. 9 days is
okay. I think I'm at like 130, 129.
Okay, but you're a lot further than me. You've already gone down to the hub and stuff, right?
No, just to Junktown.
Okay.
So, you have made it further than us then there. So I'm back to the vault. I think this is my last save. I'm going through 25th December, 15th December. I'm looking at all my saves right now. So
yeah, I did happen to notice when Christmas came up.
How's your save file? You're saving yours by date on the Pip-Boy?
No, when you look at them, when you look to load them, it has a date next to it.
Oh, it does it? Okay.
So 25th December. Can I see how many days left? Oh, I know. I have to
does
Sandy
Springs or not? What's it called? Sandy? No.
Shady Sands.
Shady Sands. Do they decorate for Christmas?
I didn't notice that they had. They didn't in Junktown either.
It's the 25th for me. So I mean, I just got there. Let me pull up my pip. 130 days left. So here's where I'm at, and we'll talk through the quest in a minute. When I left the vault, I was about 15 days in because I had 35 days left. So moving back from Vault 15 to Shady Sands back to the Vault 13, which is where I'm at now, took another 5 days. So it's basically a 5-day journey back and forth, I think.
And how much time did you actually spend inside of Vault 15? Can you
probably only a day,
that?
I would imagine.
Just one
plus
day.
The walking.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it was that long.
Is there sleeping? Can you active? I haven't found an active bed that you can click on and sleep in. Is that a thing to heal yourself in this game? Is that still a mechanic?
You use the wait menu.
Yep, I thought it was a thing. after the first day, I thought that I had found a bed, but then I was looking again the second playthrough, and Ray hung out with me a lot for the second playthrough where I finished stuff up, and I didn't see that I could sleep on any beds. Like I might have just made it up that I did it the first week. I don't know.
Anyone I clicked on, it was like, this is the destroyed bed. And you're like, oh, great, destroyed.
Yeah, even though it was, pristine.
It looked
pillows,
fine to me, yeah.
Covers.
It's like,
But so here we
It didn't
go.
have dust
someone pooped in it. That's what they
was.
Someone pooped in it. That's what they mean by destroyed. Someone destroyed this bed. Get out of here.
Oh my goodness. So I wanted to just kind of give a quick overview of kind of the proposed, what we're thinking about for the roundtable. And I asked some people in the Discord too, and people seemed okay with it. I put, tonight we're doing Shady Sands and Vault 15. Then in 2 weeks, December 2nd, we'll do Junktown and going to visit the Raiders. By the 16th, we'll do the hub.
Junktown, not the hub, Ray. Earlier when I said the hub.
12/30th, the Necropolis. Necropolis going to. Then January 13th, we'll meet the Brotherhood. We'll save the vault, go back with that water ship we hopefully got, and then start a new mission into the glow with the Brotherhood and such. January 27th, making our way to the Boneyard, which is one of kind of the lead up to the end of the game. And then February 10th and 17th, clean up the side quests, final mission, back with the Brotherhood, get your power armor, and then finally the military base and cathedral, which are the final missions.
Making your way to the Boneyard? That's not just a clever saying, is it? Just...
we could get boned in the Boneyard. I'm not sure. I haven't been there yet. We'll find out. But yeah, so we'll finish up either February 10th if we consolidate the end, or February 17th. That's kind of what I'm thinking on this, about 3 months.
I'm actually surprised it stretches that long. Like I thought this was going to be like a 4-episode type of deal,
Well, it may not need to, too. And that's the thing. I mean, we can consolidate a little bit, but yeah, it would be a total of 8 episodes, including tonight. Okay, so, our regular most Fallout games, we do 10 to 12. We did as many as 14 for one. That was too long.
Yeah.
But usually we do 10 to 12. This would be 8 for the season. And I think it feels about right, because the thing is, it doesn't go by quests. Like we've been discussing a lot on the side. We don't really know what quests take you where, if they're even labeled quests. It's not like the game tells you when you finish quests and all the time. Like, it does. You get XP in the corner. You look at the little green menu. You're like, oh, I got 500 XP for doing this. I guess I finished a quest. But
well, I get it. I get it. After you vanquish a room full of enemies, it's like you get 200 XP for vanquishing your foes.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, okay, weird.
They definitely learned. I mean, I assume you would agree with this part, at least Ray, that they learned to signpost in games much better now than maybe they did in the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah, because this may be one of the most vague games I've ever played.
Good, I'm glad it's not just us.
By signpost, you mean putting obvious clues down.
Or just like big old banners in the middle.
What to do next.
Yes,
Sanctuary Hills is under attack. It's not just hidden in the corner. It's right in front where it belongs.
Yeah. This one
let us know when things are happening.
And Ray was telling me on the side, you really got to pay attention here and pay attention for really light clues. Like you're used to them banging you over the head with quest markers and stuff, but you really got to pay attention to the vague cues that you get in this game. And I'm like, but still, I am running around in this vault. Like, I've already done the thing that I'm sent there to do, but I still don't know that I've done that yet, because there is no indication that, oh, yes, you have completed what you're here to do. So I'm just still an hour later, fuck faces, Jesus criminy, running around.
They very clearly told you in incredibly small print on the lower corner of your screen with your scrolling information about every hit point that you achieved against the mole rats.
Very clearly sandwiched it in between. You missed. You missed. 6-point critical. You missed.
That you did not find the chip there.
So
clearly, if you didn't find the chip there, you got to go look somewhere else.
I never saw those words in the scroll. I did see the rubble is covering the control room, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now I will.
That's what that meant.
Now I will continue to search the rest of this thing for the thing that I've been sent here to get, because I'm obviously sent here for something.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it said that the rubble covered the control room entrance and you can't get to where the chip is.
Yep.
But
That was kind of the whole thing.
But I still took that as an indication that I'm here for a key card or a holotape or a bottle of Nuka goddamn cola or something,
or something saying "Turn around, bozo." You're not
or
get
something
it here.
that says, or something that literally says, "Whoops, go back home now." But there's nothing like that.
Nope. That's why we're doing it together, and Ray's going first. In fact, it's funny. I'm like, well, maybe it's easier to understand than I thought because Ray knows all the stuff. He's found all the stuff. He's helping guide me. But no, he's just done it a bunch of times already, ahead of us to kind of help guide the way. When you said it was vague too, that made me happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ray was on your stream, and you had another friend on there, and like giving you tips on the side, like and Ray, Jess had a question. He gave the tip of punching the shift key to look and see if there are objects in the room which can be picked up will be highlighted.
Yeah, Digital Ducky let us know that right near the end. Mm-hmm.
Is that a mod or is that just in the game?
Oh, I have no idea because that was the first time I had ever heard it, and I haven't played since, so I haven't been able to test it.
Would have he known that you had that mod loaded already, Jess? Did you mention that?
No, I didn't. But the thing is, it's possible Ducky put that to you. So that was my friend Digital Ducky who mentioned that. And yeah, Ray and I are both playing with the fixed mod, the FIXT like we've talked about, that has some patches in there. And I'm not sure if it's part of that or not. I actually think that it is a default part of the game, just from the way he described it.
Yeah.
And so you guys were saying punch the shift key to find the thing that you can pick up, which also led me to believe there is something else to do. I have to pick something up. There's an object here I'm not finding because you guys mentioned hit the shift key to pick up an object. So I'm like,
I think you'd already found it because we talked about it. You found the lockers yourself and stuff. You were advanced that way. I was having trouble with
you were just telling me to find the lockers. That's all that was. I had already found the goddamn lockers the first thing I was in there. That's what I had for. Yep. I made a beeline for this goddamn lockers.
Did you really find all the lockers?
No, because there's not one.
Did you find the ones in the wall?
There is one up in the. I only found one in the wall, but that did take me 20 minutes later to find. I did find that one eventually. Is there another wall locker? Because I only found one by a broken computer up in the north, the northwest corner.
Yeah, there's one by the exit of the vault.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see that one yet.
So it's the corridor where you first go in and also where you exit because you go in and out the same way.
All right.
There's one there that I missed that Ray sent back to.
I'm still in the vault though, so I can.
But all you would miss would be some flares,
some bullets.
Yeah, there's not much to it.
Now, the armor Suliore mentioned that he did not get. I did find a set of armor. Where did that come from? That was from one of the lockers or something, right?
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
I got a leather jacket. Is that what we're talking about?
That's the armor that's in that room. That's in Vault 15.
Was that a wall locker up by that broken computer that I was talking about, or was that one of the tall? I think that
was a regular locker. I feel like we got in a regular locker, either in Shady Sands or
it was in the vault.
I definitely got it in the vault because I just got it today.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to basically talk through the quest, because we're jumping around a bit, but I mean, it's funny. We've talked about the game and character creation in the last 2 weeks or so, which is why I really wanted to get on the quest today. I guilted Andrew a little bit to kind of catch up with us. And I am sorry, Andrew. Thank you.
I thought I was way behind, but I'm right there with you, actually.
Yep. Because so this is all we're doing because we did the character creation. So we did Shady Sands, and we talked about that before. Exiting the vault, killing the rats. We've been over that a couple times. Shady Sands, meeting Erdash, the different locations where Ray looted the rope. Figuring out that Seth is the guy by the door, and Katrina is exposition lady.
He said he got a flare. You traded flare as well. I think I did. I thought it was
I traded flares for rope.
That is one thing I'd like to complain about is the fucking little pictures. I prefer the word format now that they have with like words and values and numbers instead of just like pictures of things because like I don't know what that. I thought, stick of dynamite. I might want to hold on. No, that's a flare, not a stick of dynamite. You know what I mean? Like, it just they're
so you can click on it in your inventory, and you'll get a description of it.
Yeah, I don't want to do. I just want the words.
Yeah, you've got to do the right click and switch to the arrow. And no, I'm with you. The interface, finding things. We're talking about lockers. Okay, so anyway, after Shady Sands, you go. You know, you got to go to the Vault 15. You do.
So one thing to point out in Shady Sands. So. Early on, we're introduced to the little red zones.
Yes.
That take us from, the regular view to the map view.
Mm-hmm.
But also keep an eye out for the green zones.
Greenish gray.
Yeah, when you're in a city or an area like that, because that actually will take you to a different part of that.
Yep.
So you go to a different part of Shady Sands by clicking into the green area. It takes you down to where the Brahmin pins and the crops are growing. Have you been to that part, Andrew?
I have zero fucking
idea
clue
what we're
you're
talking about. Right. Exactly.
Is this? I thought you're talking about on a map pulled up in the Pip-Boy, but this is just on the screen. You pull down
when you're running around in town.
You click on the edge of the town, and that makes you go to a different area. I did figure that out,
Yes.
but
Okay.
I haven't done it in town yet.
So that's what I was gonna say was I didn't figure this out either. So Ray is the one who taught me this, and it's in Shady Sands, and he called it green, and maybe it's green on some monitors. On mine, it's more of a grayish brownish color. But yeah, so if it's on the right side or the east side of town, you walk onto it just like you would on the red to exit the main map, and that takes you to a whole nother section. There's 2 maps for Shady Sands, and I had no idea without Ray's help.
Interesting. And I met Ian. Where did I get Ian? Was that in town there?
Yeah, that was in
Yeah.
Shady Sands of town.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I got him as a follower. Surprise, surprise. Do you guys have you hauling Ian around with you?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
both got Ian. I got him for free. Ray experimented. Ray was hiring, and then you talked about before how you found you needed to have a minimum intelligence of like 6 in order to even recruit him.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
Yeah,
but we all got
okay.
Ian, and he is a big help. So eventually made it to the vault, and there's one rad scorpion out front. And then you go into the vault, and there are 3 floors to the vault, which it's funny. When you first load in, you get this map. And I was so excited. I actually saved it. I screen captured it and like put it in Photoshop and saved it in case I needed it. Turns out I thought this was like a hugely complicated map. It's actually all 3 floors on one page
Yeah.
of the map. So it's not as complicated as I thought. But it was good to have a map of the place as you're going through it. It helped a little bit. But yeah, so made it through. You fight at first. There's a pig rat, and then regular rats, and then there's a lesser mole rat. And as you get down 2nd floor, 3rd floor, you're discovering things. You end up fighting a greater mole rat. And the greater mole rat is the hardest one, the toughest one. And that's on the 3rd floor as you go down. And that's around the time when you discover, oh, wait, there's rubble here. You can't get to the water chip. And the game says, try somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you go to the vault, you make sure you have at least 1 rope.
Yeah,
Yes.
at least one.
At least 1 rope.
Do you have any rope issues in the vault there, guys? Because I am just an idiot. I went in there and they're like, you need a rope, right? So you go get a rope and you come back and they're like, okay, now I got a rope, right? And so what you're actually doing is tying your rope onto this nice little thing and then tossing the rope down. But what the message in the bottom corner says is, you successfully threw your rope down the hole. So what I thought, because I'm playing on a little tiny screen and I did not see the rope in the corner of the doorway, which you're supposed to click on. It brings up the hand icon. Then you click on the rope and it'll make you go down to the next level. I did not understand this mechanic at first, so I thought, well, fuck, I just threw my rope. Like, it did not say you have successfully tied your rope on,
the rope in a way that you can lower yourself down.
You are
Andrew,
now able to lower yourself safely to the
I
next
feel
level.
you. I'm there on stream.
It said you
with
threw
Ray
your
and chat.
goddamn rope down a fucking hole is what it says.
Everybody is there with me, and I can't figure it the heck out either, Andrew. I'm like, what did I do? Where do I click? I'm feeling around like a blind man looking for their glasses, just like everywhere. Yeah. And there's like a little squiggle.
And you're
Can I just say
throwing
right now,
ropes
it
down
is so
fucking
hard
holes.
to see the graphics in this game. And I mean, I gamed in the 80s some, lots in the 90s. I played old games. Suliore's mentioning OG Legend of Zelda sometime if you need a quest log. I know. But when you win, the Triforce goes on the menu there and you did a thing.
Yes.
I have to say so far, OG Fallout, I'm enjoying it, I think, but I do not love the graphics in some ways. I mean, some parts I do, but it is difficult to distinguish things, and I don't know if it's fun yet. Just a hot take.
I'm having a ball, but it's at the expense of it, not because of it. If that makes sense, you know what I mean?
So the thing is, as quickly as possible, get comfortable with the way things work.
Yeah.
So that then you can enjoy the dialogue options, there are some messed up dialogue options.
I have enjoyed the dialogue.
in this thing, and it's absolutely hilarious. But you're at the beginning, you're so tense and trying to figure out, and it's so unintuitive that it's really just it's infuriating. But once you break through that, and you can really start enjoying the story and the interactions with characters and stuff. It's absolutely hilarious.
See, and I think I will find that and enjoy it too. And I say that's my complaint. I have been enjoying it, but it is there's frustration inherent in the enjoyment so far.
Yeah, I mean, how many times did I just straight up quit, because of the stupid rats in the cave, exit, and it's like, nah, this is, I'm not putting up with this crap. But now it's I'm having a blast.
Do you start the game at level 0?
I think maybe. Well, you might be level 1. Yeah, you are. You're level 1 because you level up to level 2, and then at level 3 you get a perk.
Maybe it feels like that because you're first adding skills and stuff when you exit the vault, right? And so that felt like an early level up, but that was just the beginning of the game.
I'm confused by there's a word on the bottom of your screen, sort of like in your menu. There's the word level up on the left hand side of the screen. I was like, is that my character level or the level of the elevator that I'm on? What level is that trying to tell me?
That level would have been.
It said level, but it didn't have any information.
That was level in the vault.
Am I on the ground level of the vault, or is it saying your character is level nothing? Because it didn't have any numbers after, so I was like, what is that level? What does that mean? I was just confused.
I'm just capturing a picture of the game for people in chat
so
that I can share screens. We're talking about the size of the screen, and I mentioned, Mocha and Lee said the games are showing up much too small on modern screens, and I agree with that. And I use the ×2 scaling option. So if you go under not preferences, but screen settings, there are 2 options there. Under graphics mode 1, there's a box that says scaling x2, scaling ×2. So I clicked that, which makes it scaled. And then, of course, you can choose the resolution that you want it to be generally, but it doesn't actually show in that resolution. It's more just about, the base size, but ×2 doubles the size of everything, which does help. And then you can change, your colors and your refresh rate and this and that. But it is very small.
But so you've got, as long as you've got 1 rope, when you get into the vault and lower yourself down to level 2, you can loot another rope.
Yep.
It'll get you down to level 3.
Yeah, I only found that one because of Ray, and then you found it because of me.
Yeah, and
so it worked out.
I had trouble telling it took me a long time to figure out how to click on the rope with the hand icon and figure out which level I was on and how to go up and down, and it just took me a long time to figure that out. It was like I was messing with that at least a half an hour. Just like
that is the learning curve for sure.
Oh, I see now. And another question,
and I've done it 6 or 7 times now, so
now you got it down pat.
It's a lot easier.
Another question I had is, I need to be able to quit my turn. Can you quit? Because it seems like sometimes I have a few extra points, and I'm just like, I need this to progress and go away. Is there a end turn or give up? What you know what I mean? How do you? Is there an option to click on to?
Yeah, there's a little button in the lower right corner that you can either end your turn or you can end combat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Because I have been just stepping two spaces aside and then stepping back to where I was. If I have a little,
I was doing that until Ray helped too. Yeah, and there's a really cool feature of that you told me was that if you have extra AP left, it adds to your armor class. So if you end your turn with 4 AP left,
really?
You're going to get +4 AC. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. As long as you're still in a combat situation. So if if you've hit a mole rat a couple of times and you haven't killed it, and now it's going to be Ian's turn. So
he's a badass.
the first thing you do is you make sure that you're not standing between Ian and the mole rat
Yeah, no shit.
because he will shoot you.
He will take you
so
down.
if you are, then use those extra AP points to step aside
Duck.
so he has a
and
clear shot.
cover.
If he's already off to the side, then you can click in turn, and those remaining 3 or 4 AP will get transferred to your armor class, so that if Ian shoots and misses and the mole rat gets a shot at you, you've got a little extra protection.
That's great. And also, don't get in between Ian and his target. When you're figuring out, I mentioned the hand and the rope, figuring out that icon. I was also just fucking around with the spin, right round like a record, right round, baby, round. And my character was just twirling, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then I ended up being facing the wrong direction and attacking, and whoops, darn it, I smacked Ian right in the face with a pair of brass knuckles. Oh well, sorry Ian. My bad. Here, let me go attack this mole rat.
He didn't take offense or anything, right?
No, Ian was fine. He just pulled out his gun and started fucking blasting me in the face immediately on his next turn. And I'm like, what the fuck is going? And then Ian totally wasted me. He killed me, and I was like, oh crap, I haven't saved in a while. God damn it, Ian. So I had to start over from the top of the vault again because I forgot to save. Now I'm like, okay, I switched levels on the vault. Need to save. Like I'm getting more disciplined with that. Like I'm in a new area, save. In a new area.
The game is
save.
a harsh mistress, but I'm glad you're doing it.
Yes, she's teaching me. But yeah, Ian blasted me in the face. Also, I got knocked on my ass once, and I was like, whoa, what was that? And I looked down in the little scroll to see what the text was, and it was like, mole rat hit you with a critical hit and knocked you down. And,
you got stunned, yeah.
And did 0 points of damage. I'm like, wait, that doesn't make any sense to me. How did it do zero damage, but still stunned me? Or whatever?
So he got a crit, but your armor class protected you,
so it didn't do any damage, but it still knocked me down.
But it knocked you down because it was a crit.
Now, when you're down, does that make you lose your next action turn?
Probably something? You lost some AP or something. I don't know yet, but that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. So the gameplay is very close to Dungeons and Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly turn-based and an order of initiative. Yeah, you're right with the exactly.
So being knocked down makes you prone. If somebody else was going to attack you, like if you were fighting, human, or even if there were multiple, creatures, they would have advantage on you. Because you're down.
Oh, right. Explain. I see the turn-based thing is still a little confusing to me too, because I'm in a battle with two mole rats, mole rat A, mole rat B. Mole rat A attacks me, or I attack the mole rat A and I don't quite kill him. But mole rat A, then it's his turn, and then he attacks me and gets a hit on me. Then it's mole rat B's turn. He gets his turn and he gets a hit on me. And then I think, okay, now it's my turn again. But no, mole rat A gets another turn and hits me before it's my turn again. What does mole rat A have?
Not normally, but
he got 2 hits. They swapped.
It depends on the difference
your agility
between
or initiative
so your sequence versus his sequence.
It was just weird. I thought he skipped my turn, and I was pissed.
Yeah, so it's essentially it's like initiative in D&D.
And Ian should get a turn slipped in there too.
Yeah, but if they happen to have a really high sequence, then they're, because you have the same chance. So if you have a considerably higher sequence than the other creatures that you're fighting, you can get 2 turns in before they get their first turn.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And what effects initiative? I forget which special stat.
I don't remember exactly. It's a combination of a couple of them, I think.
Okay.
Could be agility and perception,
I was
maybe.
going to say I thought agility, but
Yeah, perception would make sense too there, and maybe there's some skill involved as well.
so sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say it's been working pretty well for me there. I don't know if you want to go back to what Ray and I did just beyond this to get to where we are currently.
Well, see, that was what I was just about to ask you guys. Is before I even went to the vault, I went and did. They were asking for help with a rad scorpion cave, so I went and did that even before I went to the vault with the rope. Is that what you're about to say?
So you got ahead of us, yeah.
So I did that backwards.
We did it after, so we could level up first.
It doesn't matter which order you do it in, I guess. Huh.
No.
So yeah,
Nope,
I took the prompt
quest.
when I went to town. I took that prompt first because I thought that he wouldn't trade with me until I did a favor or something, you know. So I went and did the Rad Scorpion Cave, and then I did all the bartering with Seth, and then I went to the vault. For some reason, I thought I had to do the Rad Scorpion Cave because, you know, these games love to do the, you know, I'd love to help you out, but oh darn, I've got a pitcher in a mine that's 7,000 yards. You know, you got to do a favor before anyone will help you, right? So I thought that I had to do something. I thought I'd do the Rad Scorpion Cave first, but nope, guess not. But anyway, I did that first, and then went to the vault.
I didn't realize that. Now, did you kill all the rat scorpions in there, you said?
Yeah.
Wow. That's impressive. And so then you got the pop-up. Do you see the pop-up there that said you have eliminated like the rat scorpion menace and, you know, can now talk to the people in Shady Sands, or do you just not find it anymore?
No, I just went through this. I'm just now learning that you have to keep your fucking eyes posted on that.
Every once in a while, look over there. You can even scroll up and down on it, though. Like, even though it's just a little window, if you move your cursor over it, you can actually click an up arrow or down arrow to move in that. So you can scroll up, but it's kind of weird.
That is helpful. Good to know. I will make use of that. Now, can I go back a play session? If I load my old game, can I scroll back far enough to see what I did a few play sessions ago?
I'm doubtful. But
I don't think it does, because it seems to me I tried to do that on something and it didn't show up.
Okay, all right. Because I'd be interested to see, what the fuck have I missed? but again, since it has taken me, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours of gameplay to get where I am, I could probably get back to where I am again in 30 minutes.
Or at least quicker. Maybe not that fast, but quicker. Yeah, there is definitely... There is a figuring stuff out tax on the amount of time we're taking as we play.
Absolutely. And then, you know, Ray's like, you know, Andrew, you should really just watch Jess's video because it explains something. I'm like, Ray, I don't have time for that. I got to play the game. But at the same time, if I actually watched the video, I would have saved myself all the goddamn time I'm wasting trying to figure out how the goddamn game works.
Right, and you can fast forward through, you know, the battling part.
Just watch the video,
or don't, because I was being a goof. I was so the first playthrough I was, you know, learning a lot, and there were a lot of people in there guiding me. This time I didn't have quite as many people helping, but Ray came in, and obviously Ultimate Help, and then Ducky and some others. But yeah, I was goofy. I was pretty tired, so I was missing some things that maybe should have been obvious, but.
And I felt kind of bad because we weren't in voice chat. It was just, you know, type chat, trying to get Jess directed to that locker on the wall next to the computer.
Go back to this room. Go back to that room, and I'm like 2 rooms past and down around the corner.
No, up left.
Yeah, and so it's pretty fun, but we got through it.
But so you did the Scorpion Cave already. So what the other thing we can address is going back to Shady Sands. So after you get in the vault and you can't get a chip, you go back to Shady Sands. A couple things you can do here. First of all, you can talk to them about the fact, you know, you didn't get the chip, or, you know, that you're still on your mission. But you can go to the doctor, and what was it, Roslow, right? Roslow, and give him one of the scorpion tails, and he can make an anti-venom treatment. So it's basically, you know, removing poison, anti-venom. And Seth's brother there is sick in the back of the hospital, in the doctor's office. What's his brother's name? Like Brody or something? Anyway.
Yeah, I can't remember.
you can help Brody out, talk to him, and heal him up, which you get major XP for that. You get XP for bringing the scorpion tail back and doing all that. A few other things around there. Now, one thing that's going to happen is Tandy is going to be kidnapped, who you meet there. But that hasn't happened for me in the game yet. So I think after I go back to the vault and then back there, I will see that happening.
Yeah,
But-
I haven't seen it yet, and so I didn't go back to Shady Sands afterwards. I just went down to Junktown.
Right. And so I haven't gone there at all yet. So I know what's going to happen next. That basically wraps up our stuff. We had Return to Shady Sands, we had Scorpion Cave, and then back to Vault 13. So Andrew hasn't gone back to Vault 13.
No.
I have, but I haven't gone inside. Ray said you can go inside, do a bunch of things. From what I'm understanding from a story perspective, the things you can do in there don't necessarily progress the story or not, but there are just a few things you can do if you go into the vault.
Yeah, but and they're I think they have impact on the story later. So don't rush through the vault. And there's also some computers that you can go in and get some skill advance on, from.
And 15?
No, 13.
13.
Oh, okay,
Back
okay,
to your home
okay.
vault where you start.
I was gonna say they're all fucking broken. I clicked on all of them. God damn it!
Trust me, I
the
did
ones
too.
in 13.
Right.
I feel like it's the definition of insanity clicking every one of these monitors. Like they all
Yeah,
look the same.
they
They're all
do.
broken.
But
It's
you
like
have to check.
it's not usable. Yes.
You have to check.
Oh my goodness.
But whatever you do, don't click on that locker.
Well, it wasn't in my face like the screens. And also those columns there, the support pillars,
Yes.
those look like lockers. How
I was
can you
like,
even tell?
why don't these fucking lockers open? And then I eventually notice in the corner it's saying, "This is a pillar. This is a pillar. This is a pillar. This pillar is busted. Look at this pillar. These pillars are nice. Pillar, pillar, pillar."
Yeah.
Ugh.
So I won't tell you all about the quests that you can do in 13, but
Okay, good.
go to level 2.
hmm
Talk to everybody there.
Do I need a goddamn rope?
One of the people there, no, they have a working elevator. One of the people there has a conversation, that you can have with them. And then, when you're on the 3rd level, hit some of the computer terminals with science, and you'll get some skill advance.
Huh. Nice. Now, okay, all that stuff aside, if I didn't necessarily want to go back to the vault at this point in the storyline, I'm still standing right in front of that rubble pile. Do I need to go back to 13 to report that is covered up, or can I just go to Junktown now? Or
you can just keep moving along.
go back to
You
Sandy
do-
Spring, or go to, I keep calling it
You
Sandy
do
Spring.
want
What
to
the
go
fuck
back
is
to
that
Sunny
town called?
Smiles. Shady Sands.
Sunny Smiles, that's not right either. Fucking Sandy Spring, right?
Yes, go back to the White
Shady
Spring.
Suns. Go back to Jesus Christ. So I can just go to Junktown would be my next target, right?
But no, I
No?
mean yes, but here's what I have. So for next week, 2 weeks from now, because we're doing 2
there's a
weeks
schedule
between.
now. Where's the schedule
I have
posted
on
for
the
all
schedule-
of the people who would like to follow along and play with us? Where would they be able to find this lovely schedule?
That is going to be posted on Facebook. It will be posted on Twitter, and it will be on the lovely website asapodcasting.com in the Fallout feed section.
Sweet. Sounds good.
So we'll get that all typed up and shared for people so you guys can see it in all the usual places. But next week, what I have, or 2 weeks from now, is Raiders and Junktown. So Raiders, dealing with them, you can put that off till after. Like I wrote Raiders and Junktown, but it might also be Junktown and Raiders, depending on the order you do it in. But there are a number of different quests you can get in Junktown, people you can meet. And the Raiders are when you discover that Tandy has been kidnapped from Shady Sands and following that. So those are kind of our goals, but I don't have quest names because of the fact that there are multiple quests in each location. That's why we're doing location by location. I think that will work. And then we can compare notes.
Sounds good.
We're talking plenty on the side anyway, but we may find that we've done a couple different things. I don't know.
Now, before I bail on the town and proceed, what are the side quests that I need to look up in? I always want to call it Sandy Springs.
It's okay. You can call it Sandy Springs. We'll know what it is.
Shady Hills, whatever the fuck it's called. You said there's Seth's brother with the poison, and there's a kidnapping later on that might not have sparked yet in the game? What are the other side quests in town there that I need to look for? If I just want to sort of flesh out the game, sort of get my character a little more XP before progressing, what else was there to do?
That's basically it.
That's
yeah,
it?
just
Okay.
go to Airdash and tell him, or talk to him, and
Yeah.
he'll be all happy that you took care of the rad scorpions.
What-
Go to
You can talk to a
Razlo the
cook.
doctor.
You can talk to a cook and tell her that, her cooking is good and you get some karma. I know that.
Is she French?
Yes. Yes, probably.
Of
Probably.
Probably.
Aren't they all?
Yeah, yeah. And so then the main thing that you want to do when you go back is go to the doctor and get him to make some antivenom.
Anti-venom. And that is that for Seth's brother or for you?
Well, it depends
Is
on
that-
how many rad scorpion tails you got.
I brought them all home, I think.
Yeah. So just it is going to eat away time, and
But that's
the doctor will only talk to you during the daytime.
Oh, so it's one of those waitings. Oh, yeah, okay.
You
So
can talk to him a couple times a day and then have to wait
Yeah.
all night.
do we have a stash box somewhere where I could put these extra scorpion tails or something?
No,
Do
you
I-
have
do I
to
a
sell
vault-
them.
Do I have a vault box somewhere?
Sell them,
Ian.
trade them.
Ian.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, good call. I totally forgot about them carrying stuff. I haven't even
Yeah.
opened his dialogue box yet. I don't know anything about Ian.
Yeah,
Oh,
Does,
yeah.
he have,
so
does he have a side quest for us to do? Does he have a
no companion quests.
no? Nothing like that?
So when you want to trade equipment with Ian, go into the skill deck and click on steel, and then you get the little yellow target, and you click on Ian,
Steal from Ian. What?
and that'll open up his inventory menu, and then you can put whatever you want to into his inventory and take
Grenades.
anything you want to out of his inventory, with no zero consequences either way.
So I was going to say, I'm going to close that menu and Ian's going to shoot me in the face again, Ray.
Make sure you save first. I'm nervous about it too, but Ray says it works, so that's how
Yeah.
you trade in this game.
Yeah.
Steel?
And Andrew, since you're unarmed,
Yeah.
you can get rid of all the bullets that you have in your inventory by giving them to Ian.
Yeah, and
Do
use them
they-
as barter.
do they
use them as
weigh-
caps.
Do they weigh down? Do they have weight in this game? I've just been picking
Mhm.
them up. I haven't even looked at my carry weight. I don't know
Yeah.
where that
Yeah, I had like
goes.
150. I was at 108 to 150, and then I actually filled up my carry weight while I was looting scorpion tails. So I grabbed all the scorpion tails I could. I went back. I did the anti-venom. I sold some stuff. Then I went back to the cave again because you can talk to Seth and go back to the cave after.
Yeah.
And I looted the rest of the scorpion tails.
What happens when you're cucumbered in this game? Do
It
you-
won't let you. It just stops
Yeah,
you
just
from
stay-
anymore.
It just won't.
Stand-
Yeah, it won't
stand
let
still.
it. Won't let you put it in your inventory.
Okay. So it never makes it so you can't move because you can't add it to your inventory, something that would
Right.
make you stationary. Okay.
One other thing, and I won't give it away, but if you have a higher science skill, there is a farmer there in the in Sandy Springs, and I'm messing up on purpose now. Sorry. And you can go there and talk to him, and if you have a high science skill, you can get some XP from a conversation.
See, and that was another thing. I was like, my science. You just mentioned science, Jess. I was like, well, maybe my science isn't high enough, and I'm supposed to fix one of these broken terminals. I was seriously clicking on all the goddamn terminals. I was like, oh Jesus!
I hear you. I hear you.
Just trying
It's,
to think of outside the box. Like yeah, no idea. Sorry.
Got to erase 25 years of game design from your mind.
Yep,
And-
yep.
I mean, so much of it is going to be cool. I'm enjoying the story we're getting, the people you talk to. This time going in and talking to like Katrina at the gate, I got more from her this time than I did the first time I talked to her. You can get progressively learn more about the characters in the world. And so I'm excited. I feel like the next 2 weeks, going to Junktown and getting immersed in like all that stuff. Like if Shady Sands is the tutorial town, Junktown's going to be like where the game really starts to open up, I think.
Yeah. There's a lot more to that.
You said Raiders in Junktown. Are the Raiders attacking Junktown? Is that what are they?
No,
are they
the Raiders are on there because they're the ones who kidnapped Tandy, most likely. And you hear about the
Oh,
Raider
and that's
camp already.
that's the Shady Hills town, whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
All right. Okay. I'm starting to get my feet under me a little bit.
And I can link that guide too, because I know you don't like watching necessarily the videos and spoiling stuff, but if you want a guide to follow along, if Ray and I aren't available to powwow with, I can send you that.
Yeah. Yeah. And anytime you talk to an NPC about, if you see that they've got a question option to ask them about locations,
Yeah.
Ask them about locations.
Will that bring up map markers?
Because
and
that'll populate that little sidebar on your map, with all your known locations.
Okay.
So it can make it easier to get places as you go along.
And if they inform you of the location, that means you can just get there. You don't. See, I'm still having trouble understanding the fast travel. It's not really fast travel. You are doing the walking, but it just feels like fast travel because you're not actually watching yourself do.
Right.
But you are watching yourself do the walking because you have the Indiana Jones style red dotted line traveling.
Yeah, I didn't even know that you
map.
could do that. I didn't even know you could do that yet, Andrew. Like Ray had said it as much, but I've just been clicking square by square pretty much.
Really?
Yep.
I just accidentally clicked on a green triangle and ended up there, and I was like, wait a second. I just fast traveled. Whoa.
Well, it was only fast because you didn't end up with a random encounter.
Yeah. I didn't get stopped
in between that you had to deal with.
So we should probably save some for people to give us in feedback and that and kind of wrap up the discussion on
absolutely.
the roundtable for tonight for now.
Been having more fun than expected.
And make sure to talk to us about the random encounters you get. Because there's a bunch of fun ones that come up.
Yeah, I just fell and skinned my knee. That was my random encounter. I just took a little damage. That was a silly one.
Yeah, it was pretty hilarious.
I'm like, I'm here for big fights. Wait, no. I got some abrasions on my knee. Okay, I'm good.
And how do you heal that? You go get a Band-Aid, you take a nap in a destroyed bed.
You just keep walking.
Yeah, you walk it off.
I can't, it hurts.
So let's get into some iguana bits.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the big news this week was announced. Scorecation is ending on December 6th. Okay, I'm sorry, Andrew. Exactly. So next season is happening December 6th is when we get Nuka World on tour and all the amazing things coming with it we've talked about, but also the next season, which I'm actually psyched. We guessed right. We've been saying it would probably be 12/6 for like a month. Give or take a week. It could be as early as like 11/29 or something, but nope, 12/6. That was perfect.
I vaguely remember the Mothman one being that first week of December as well. I think this is one of the weeks they like to introduce stuff before the Christmas season hits.
They do. That was my reasoning there. If we're going to get time to play, they're going to give us new content, do it for at least a week or two before we get, the holiday jingle scorched and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a good thing that Tuesday was the 6th and not the 7th.
Why?
Because then it would be the day that lived in infamy.
What happened on 12/7?
Pearl Harbor Day.
Oh. Nope, I didn't know. Ray is ashamed at my lack of historical knowledge there.
Well, and, our even larger colony had been also attacked on that same day, the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
But most people didn't realize that the Philippines was part of the U.S. and it didn't sell tickets like Hawaii did.
Were the Philippines part of the U.S. at the time? We had like a base or outpost there or something?
Yeah, they were a U.S. colony.
I did not know that either. I honestly had no idea. Well, 12/6. So that's when things are coming. Nuka World on tour. I do want to mention there was an iguana bits in actual Inside the Vault this week. I know I always call them iguana bits. So in that there was a dev dive for.
Wait. Real quick on the subject of iguana bits.
Yes.
Junktown.
Is that where we're going to meet? We're going to meet Bob or something, right? Yeah. I'm excited to actually meet the origin of this whole situation.
They're Soylent Green in Junktown?
Maybe.
Oh,
Maybe.
no. Oh, no.
But so Nuka World on tour is obviously coming with the next update. Like I talked about last week, it's looks like a pretty big thing, a lot of new events, all that. But if you want to learn more about it, there was a dev dive this week. Those are those fun behind the scenes videos. And this week, Devin was hosting it, and she had Don Edgerton and Carl McKevitt on there, designers for some of this stuff. Like a lot of the assets and items, stuff happening in Nuka World on tour were designed by Double 11 and some of the new people coming in, but there's still some basic quest threads and stuff like that obviously is being coordinated by designers at Bethesda Austin. So they were in there talking about some of the choices they made on that, some of the new events. You learn more about the Ultraside Titan. That's our new giant mole rat boss who will be triggered with a nuclear attack, nuclear strike like previous ones. Learned about the Nukecade and what went into that, some of the various events. It looks awesome. Also, beyond that dev dive video, which is, like I said, a good watch. This is one I really recommend watching. I felt like I learned a lot. The ammo storage box, which hasn't been in the PTS yet. The ammo storage box will be coming with this update as well. And the free cam for building, which obviously I'm psyched about.
Ammo storage box. You psyched?
Very. I know you unarmed people don't care quite as much. But then again, if you want to hold on to some ammo for a rainy day, missiles and such.
Well, Alex was saying he was surprised that they allowed explosive ammo to be stored in there. And I was like, I didn't ask him why, but I was like, I didn't understand his thought process. Did you know what he was thinking there?
I didn't either. No. Okay. Nope. I haven't dug into it.
And I didn't know if he was talking about explosive ammo as in like, the mini nukes and missiles, or if he meant like explosive arrows for the bows and explosive.
See, I pictured explosive
bolts.
Arrows too. Yeah.
Yeah. Or the 40mm grenades.
Yeah. I just didn't follow his thought process there.
So here's the actual write-up on it. With the arrival of Nuka World on Tour update, Fallout First members will receive a new membership feature, the Ammo Storage Box. Ammo Storage Box works similar to the scrap box already included with Fallout First, offering unlimited space to store all your excess munitions, with the exceptions of plasma cores and fusion cores. A new feature is a complimentary addition to Fallout First. And then he said, I'm surprised they're allowing explosive ammo into the box, unless they forgot to mention the exclusion here. So yeah, not sure what he was referring to there specifically.
Yeah, I should have pressed him on that because I didn't really understand. Right.
Looking ahead on the calendar, let's see, where is it? Where are we? What day is it? Where am I? It is the 19th now because it is after midnight. Wow, really? Is it the 19th?
Must be.
Time flies. Okay, so this weekend right now, we are currently in the Call to Action event I mentioned before, and it's a double mutation weekend, so not the most exciting, especially after double XP last weekend, which was a great time. Looking ahead to the Thanksgiving weekend, there's going to be extra caps, extra script, all that stuff. So, if you're getting all the legendaries with this event, you can trade them all in next weekend again. And then, of course, the week after that would be December 1st through 5th is double mutations all weekend. Yay! And then Nuka World on Tour on the 6th.
Nobody wants double mutations. Stop acting like it's a big fucking to-do. I was saying, like, guess what, you guys? Double mutation weekend. Oh, Jesus.
Daily ops are already like, what they are. I mean, I can enjoy them, but some of them are just not a whole lot of fun either. Be a bit of a grind. I prefer expeditions to ops at this point, most of the time.
Gosh, I don't know. I'm already resentful about them making us go do stuff in an expedition for daily challenges just because there's a cost of needing to do 3 quests before you can even get access to do that.
It did dovetail together though. The challenges, for instance, they had the 300 battery charge this week, so you had to go do a couple anyway for that.
I don't know if I have a preference of one over the other. I think they're both.
You're on Scorecation anyway. You shouldn't even be logging in unless you really feel like it.
I'm collecting Barry Mentats over here.
Fair. Well, you know what else you could collect for a discount? The Pit Recruitment Bundle is on sale currently. Now, I've only verified this on the PlayStation Store, because I heard through the grapevine, but I believe it's also on sale elsewhere. And so yeah, the Pit recruitment bundle is with the release of the Pit, they always do the paid version where you get extra bonus things. So you get the Fusion Core Recharger, which by the way, it looks really cool. You get the Pit wall set, which is the best wall set since the Mistress of Mystery and Haunted House sets. Really great wall set, and a few other things that you would get for the Pit. Normally it's $29. Right now I think it's 17 or 18 on sale. So if you want to spend real world dollars for in-game digital items, you can at least do it on a discount now.
It's not applicable to me at all, but the Fusion Core charger, that sounds pretty sweet for people who use that sort of thing. That's pretty awesome.
It's not as fast as making fresh ones necessarily if you take over one of the Power Station workshops and actually do that in-game. But you can stick up to 4 Fusion Cores in there for storage.
Sweet.
Doesn't count as storage.
Yeah.
And it charges one at a time. And so it swaps them out. Charges one, then the next, and the next with 4 in there.
Yeah, that's awesome. They ever revamping my ammo spinner? I know we're getting our ammo box, but I still just dump all my ammo because I fucking hate the interface of that goddamn thing. Anyway,
No,
sorry,
I think
go
we're
ahead.
all in the same place. Yeah, none of us really like the ammo converter machine. Some people use it, but now that we've got contextual ammo, I feel like it was a nicety that didn't last long.
Yeah.
And that is it for Iguana
Oh,
Bit. So I think all we have left are any shouts or anything people have.
Well, we do like to extend a very warm congratulations to Bob for reaching
Scorecation!
here just a couple of weeks before the start of the next season. So, Bob, that's great. Thanks so much for hitting your scorecation, sir. Let's see. You have a live action fan video?
Yeah, I got a couple things. So I just want to give a shout out to the Dougals 101 over on Patreon. Sent just a note saying, started listening a few months ago to the Fallout feed, really enjoying guys' roundtable projects. Thank you for the entertainment and making my work days easier and more relaxed. That was just a really nice Patreon message. So thank you for the follow and your patronage.
And I
Appreciate
liked
that.
the name Dougals. It made me think of Father Ted. I was like, oh, I hope he's Dougal over there. That's awesome. No, thank you for the kind message. Really good to hear from you.
We also have Mocha joining us in the Discord tonight, listening live for the first time. So thank you for that. It was wonderful having you hanging out and commenting.
Welcome, welcome. Thanks for hanging out.
And let's see, besides Bob, here's a couple things. I want to shout out, there was a live action fan vid making the rounds that probably a lot of people saw already because it was on Facebook, people talking about it. Bethesda retweeted it. But Infectious Designer, Brian Curtin is the gentleman's name, and he has a YouTube channel under Infectious Designer. He did a really great live action vid with cosplay and music and then some in-game holotapes. Really, really cool, worth watching. If the TV show, it has like the vibes of this video, it's going to be in a great place. So I'm hopeful. Just really fun.
Wow.
And I also want to mention Nukopedia's Junk Radio had another episode out. They're moving from once a month, like they had been doing, to twice a month. And so, yeah, if you haven't listened to their Pipcast yet, Junk Radio, look it up. It's from the people behind Nukopedia. A lot of the contributors on the wiki are there. I actually helped out with this last episode, and it's a fun time. It's a nice mix of stuff that they talk about.
Sweet. Check it out, Junk Radio. All right. Do you guys have anything else you would like to get into this evening? And
Turkey burritos.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. This is the week we didn't do any. Usually I'd plan some sort of turkey game or something, but you could tell by the sound of my voice I was feeling pretty ill today, down and out. So I didn't actually.
You've been a trooper.
Didn't put a game together. Sorry, guys. But happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I know that we've probably talked Thanksgiving food to death for Fallout feed talk long ago. But Jess, how about we mention our favorite just Thanksgiving dish? What do you got? You got a classic dish you like every year?
It's probably changed since last year, but I'm going to go with green bean casserole. I mean, I might say that every year, but I don't know. People may fact check me.
I think you said that last year because that's probably my answer.
Probably
too.
the year before, probably. But I love my green bean casserole, but also turkey burritos. Turkey burritos, y'all.
I forgot about your turkey burritos. Those are always great. Yeah.
Oh, I've had three. I've had 3 so far this month. Oh, they're so
Already?
good.
Wow. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And Ray always has out
So-
of left field answers. What do you or right field? Which field did they come from? Whatever. I don't know. Confused.
Center field.
Center field. Out of center field, Ray. Where are you coming from? From the Ray from the top rope.
I'm still really disappointed. So I've not found a replacement restaurant for my
Oh
for
yeah,
my
you used to
Thanksgiving
go out
meal.
to eat at an Asian place every Thanksgiving, didn't you?
Well, we for quite a while we were going to Mimi's Cafe, which was a kind of a French bistro
Oh,
style
okay.
chain restaurant that served a big Thanksgiving meal.
I forgot you guys. How long have you been going out to eat for Thanksgiving? Have you always done that ever since you guys have been married? Like you used to take the family out when your kids were young?
We
and
did
stuff?
for a while. When the kids were younger, we used to do Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But really, probably in the I'd say mid '90s, we started going out.
Wow, you've been hammering that home for a long time. That's awesome.
Yeah, and then it was a struggle when we moved to Georgia because no restaurants were open.
Yeah,
except
yeah.
Waffle House.
Yeah, people they shut down their shit there. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So I'll probably end up having to cook something. So
We would always drive down to my aunt and uncle's house on the outskirts of Atlanta's Marietta and then Powder Springs, Georgia, the two suburbs that they moved at one point. But you're right. There'd be nothing open in the South on Thanksgiving Day, except for we would always stop at Cracker Barrel because that would be like the one place that would be open, at least during the morning, and they'd probably close at like 10 a.m. so people could go home and have Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
But it was always open at least in the morning, so we would like pull into their parking lot, sleep for a few hours, because we've driven all night from Indy down to Atlanta, so we sleep for a couple hours in the parking lot, and then have a few pecan pancakes there, and then continue on to into Atlanta.
Beautiful.
It's always a fun journey.
I'm in a Canadian Discord right now. There's just one of the Discords I joined happened to be primarily Canadian people in it.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, it's another podcast Discord, and they're based out of Canada. And people talking about what they're eating this week, and a duck is coming up being mentioned.
I thought Canadian Thanksgiving already happened.
It was, yeah, no, Canadian Thanksgiving was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So we were talking about Thanksgiving food because there are a few Americans in there, and and they're talking about traditional foods, and duck came up, and then other people said, yeah, Christmas is our turkey holiday. I'm like, oh wow,
Yeah.
okay.
I've never had duck not Asian. I've never had just like roasted duck. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She says she'll be doing it. How is she cooking that again? It sounded pretty good. I do a soy and green peppercorn duck. Oh my goodness. I
Yeah.
don't even know what that means,
I'd eat
but
the hell out
Yeah,
of
so
that.
that's a
Sounds
lot
good.
like an Asian duck.
mhm.
Yeah,
got-
just plain roast duck, like you roast a chicken or a turkey, is
Yeah,
really
it
good.
sounds good because I really enjoyed the duck. But they had like really fucking tiny little bones. You had to pick around the bones and stuff. That was my only complaint. Was like, I don't love picking bones out of my meat. You know what I mean?
I've had green curry duck and I've had pad thai duck. So both times it was in Thai food.
Yeah.
Duck eggs. You ever had a duck egg?
Oh yeah,
No.
good eggs.
Yeah,
Good
eggs.
eggs.
I've only ever had them from a farm, but yum.
Yeah, you can get them at the Asian restaurants or at the Asian grocery stores here.
Oh my God, Ray,
They make great omelets.
have you done one of those 1,000-year eggs, whatever those are
No,
called?
no.
That sounds worse than Mothman.
I'm not a
eggs.
big fan of hard-boiled eggs as it is, but ones that have been,
Rotting hard. Yeah,
yeah,
not even boiled, but just rot hard. Ugh.
yeah, not on the
kimchi.
to-do list.
Yeah.
Kimchi of the egg world.
Oh God,
Yeah.
kimchi's great. If it tastes like kimchi, I'll dive into
Oh,
that
no.
shit. I
Yeah.
love kimchi.
So, and talking about the duck, I mean, I guess maybe I need to do a goose this year for Christmas.
Oh,
I was about to ask that, but I was like, no, just shut up with your Christmas talk, Andrew. I was about to ask if you guys have ever eaten goose, because I've never actually tasted goose. Duck would be the closest thing, and I assume it's more similar to duck than it would be chicken, but I seriously have no idea. You've had goose,
Yeah.
Ray? You like goose?
Yeah. Growing up, my next door neighbor was a hunter. and so he would give us Canadian geese that he had.
That makes sense.
Jess,
but-
you had goose, Jess?
I have not. I have a friend who does a lot of hunting though, and she does hunt goose. So
Interesting. It just seems so Dickensian to me to eat a goose at Christmas.
the
you know what I
Christmas
mean? Like,
goose.
Well,
boy,
and
boy, fetch me that
I would
goose,
definitely
the largest
prefer
goose
a
from the window.
store-bought goose.
Then,
Boy,
because
what
you-
day is it, boy?
boy, fetch me the largest goose from the window. You don't want to be picking buckshot out of your teeth, Ray? Is that what you're saying?
No, because you will never get them all.
No, you never do. Ugh. I had
Yeah,
I had
Fred-
rabbit once that I bit down on a big chunk of fucking buckshot, and I'm like, why are you using goddamn buckshot on a rabbit? You could use an air gun with a pellet and kill a rabbit. Buckshot, you're gonna just shred the goddamn animal. There's just like, why are you
Yeah.
using buckshot on a rabbit?
No, my grandpa used a 22, and that was easy enough to get picked out.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, happy Thanksgiving. Everyone out there, safe travels. If you have to be out on the road in this holiday season, please take care of yourself and each other. Please enjoy your time with your families, and any time you get to sit and play some Fallout 1 with us. We'd love to hear your
Yes.
adventures. All right, you can find him over there at RayLB and also at BBCISSS for all of your No Man's Sky needs for the Butcher, Baker, Candlemaker in Space show. He is Ray. Thank you, Ray.
Good times.
She can be found at You Wastelanders, also at Dames Who Game, and at Sleep Is 14. We need to stop with this Twitter bullshit. Join our Discord, everyone, because fuck Twitter. Thank you, Jess.
I mean, I love Twitter. Hopefully Twitter's around for a while. Hopefully we recover. Hopefully, someone sane takes over. But in the meanwhile, Jessica Star on YouTube, Jessica Star 77 on Instagram, and join our good old-fashioned Facebook group. I know I've been neglecting you for a bit recently, baby, but we're coming back. We're coming back.
We've got to start using the Discord of Facebook. All right, you guys. I can be found at Indie Android. The show is at the Fallout feed. I'd like to thank everyone for downloading this edition of the Fallout feed, and we will see you in the Wasteland.
Thank you for downloading this episode of the Fallout Feed Roundtable. If you are interested in doing a play-along character with us, the show can be contacted by emailing falloutroundtable@gmail.com. For the roundtable schedule, our Amazon link, and all other show information, please head on over to asapodcasting.com, where you will find the Fallout feed, a Skyrimatic podcast, our YouTube channel, the Chatterbox, as well as other content. Once again, thank you for downloading, and we'll see you in the Wasteland.
Making our way to the boneyard.
Baby ass baby.
Goofy. All the gas and acid.